Hi, I'm Jeff Murrah, and I want to welcome you to True Texas History, where today we are going to cover the fire at the Texas Capitol of 1881. Because it was on this day, November the 9th, 1881, that the limestone Capitol building burned in Austin, Texas. Now, strangely enough, this was not the first Capitol to burn in Texas. The previous Capitol in Austin, made out of pine, Bastrop pine to be exact, had already burned down as well. The limestone Capitol was used in the early days of the state, and this is also where a lot of the debate went down concerning secession and historical events. Now, not everyone enjoyed the Capitol building there in Austin, Texas. I mean, there were some that viewed it as an eyesore, not keeping with the times, etc. And in fact, the state legislature had commented that the building was not large enough and they needed a larger one. And it's awfully ironic that after the state legislature decided to go ahead and draw up plans for the new Capitol, the plans were completed in 1880, and in 1881, a fire broke out. Now, the origin of the fire was that the Attorney General of the state was there on a cold day and was burning some papers, and apparently, stuffed his fireplace or stove, I guess you would say, too full, walked into another room. He started smelling smoke. He goes back in the room, and apparently some of the paper had fallen on the floor and started the floor burning. That's the story of the fire. Now, the man involved with that, let's see, what was his name? Hold on just a second. Henry McBride. Henry McBride actually ended up continuing in various forms of service in Austin through 1931. In other words, he was not fired. So, strangely enough, although the fire spread very quickly, and there were several reasons that the fire spread quickly. One is that the legislature never appropriated money for fire hydrants there on the Capitol grounds. And so they had to essentially make do to go ahead and salvage things. And strangely enough, one of the things that they managed to get out of the building were the plans for the new Capitol. Gee, isn't that amazing? And that is largely the Capitol that we see today. That Capitol building is made out of pink granite. It is, there's some question as to some of the sturdiness of the stone, and the building has settled and there have been renovations. Now, the old Capitol that was burned in 1881 was made out of local limestone, and it was so sturdy that when it came time to destroy the remains of the building to make room for the new Capitol, they had to use dynamite. They could not knock it down with the materials that they had at those days. Now, another thing that came out of the fire, there's what they call Gamel's Laws of Texas, which is, he rescued many of the law books and early documents and managed to put them together and publish it. And that's been a valuable source for Texas historians. Now, unfortunately, there were many cultural artifacts and Texas Ranger items that were located in the Capitol that ended up being destroyed, and they were irreplaceable. So a lot of damage was done there. The new Capitol was built of pink Texas granite, much larger, more accommodating. And there are plenty of stories about the present Capitol, because I know a lot of times people wonder about ghost stories and stuff. There was a state official that was killed in office there. There was a workman who fell to his death. And no, it did not crack. The crack in the rotunda is not from him falling, because at one point they had some glass where he fell through the glass. The present rotunda was put in there in 1936. Now, the Capitol itself, as it was originally constructed, a fascinating place. They even had a little alcove containing the document, to house the secession document when Texas seceded from the Union. A special alcove, of course, that's politically incorrect, so that's been removed since then. But a lot of things about the Capitol, besides that, have been removed and remodeled, and we never know it. I may have to do a video on just the Texas Capitol one day, make you aware of some of those things. But this is the anniversary of that Texas fire that destroyed the Capitol. It did change things quite a bit, definitely changed the skyline of Austin. A pivotal point in Austin's history. I wanted to go ahead and cover that in terms of its significance. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, feel free to leave them. So until next time, this is Jeff Murrah wishing you via con Dios, my friends. Goodbye.